Okay, so everybody wants a back like this, but you're not going to get it as one of these, no matter how you do it. Now, Gina does have some bands in here that she uses for glutes and stuff, but honestly, you'll never see a man using them. I've never used one. I don't think Arnold is using one. So anyway, we put together a little video for you guys of, and girls, how to develop your lats and just get that really nice V taper. Not only does it look nice, but it helps you in everyday life. When you have to lift something really heavy, like, who knows, maybe you're working in the garden that day or working on your car or something, helping your buddies move. It'll help you so much. We tried to go and cover all the back. So even though we didn't target the lower back directly, it is hit pretty hard with the low rows and with stability movements such as the dumbbell row. So if you have any questions or comments, let us know. It's very important that we get feedback so we know what to give you. Now also try to remember as you're doing these exercises that you're pulling the scapula towards each other. So chest is out and pulling them towards you. Okay, so on the reps and the amount of sets, if you're just starting out and you're not really sure what weight you should use, lean on the side of caution. Go what I would call a moderate weight, that you can do it correctly, properly for 10 to 12 reps. Okay, so get a couple of those under your belt so your muscles are really warmed up, then increase the weight to probably like 75% of your max. Again, this is just till we're getting, all started, warmed up, and everything's good to go. You don't really want to do max sets right now. So when you go from the pull downs to the T-bars, obviously that's pretty much the same movement, so you can keep the weight the same unless you increase it a little bit. Then when you go to the low rows, again, it's a whole new exercise, so start with what you can handle, and do properly. Then go to the Cybex, same type of thing. You don't know where you're going to be on that machine unless you've used it before. So just put a plate or something on there, see how it feels to you, then adjust it accordingly. But again, don't go for the max, 1 rep thing. That will do nothing for you physique-wise. A lot of guys may come on here now and bash me. I don't really care, because generally they're going to look like crap. They're trying to defend their idea of why they eat 6,000 calories a day, so they can have it. If you guys want that, that's going to be a powerlifting channel. If you want some results and look really nice for yourself and for the lady or the man in your life, then stick with what we know, because it's working. And again, remember, when all else fails, get you one of these babies. Okay, for our lats, the first exercise is going to be the front lat pull down. So you want to have your hands in varied positions on this. We're going to start with a wide grip, and just imagining squeezing your shoulder blades together. And go all the way up for a good stretch, all the way down. Every rep, make it perfect. So you may have to start with a real light weight, but as long as they're perfect, that's great. You can get stronger over a period of time. So good stretch at the top, pull down, all the way. This is what they call a T-bar, so you can see the hand positioning is different. I'm a little stronger on this movement, but you want the same thing. All the way up, and a good solid squeeze, pull it right into the sternum is where I head for. Upper chest, right in that area. Good stretch at the top, all the way down. You'll really feel it in your lats. So again, I try to get my grip out of it as much as possible, just using them as a way to hold on to it. So on these, I lean back ever so slightly, just so I don't conk myself with the bar. Chest high, and pull it right into you. Okay, now Gina's going to show you the variation of the cable low row. This is a two-handed row. So knees slightly bent. Lean forward till you get a good stretch in the lats. Tight core. She pulls it in right about towards her belly button. I pull it in a little higher. Okay, and here's me doing them. So again, knees slightly bent. I pull them a little bit higher. I don't know why. This is how it feels good to me. So I'm pulling them really right into the sternum, a little bit towards the lower chest. Get a good stretch and a full row, just like you're rowing a boat. Pull those babies in with your lats. You can see how it's working. These are actually really awesome for you guys. So try to make them as perfect as you can. Don't take shortcuts. You'll see a lot of clowns doing tons of weight. They won't look like anything, so don't waste your time even worrying about them. Leave the ego at the door. Okay, and here's the one-armed cable row. As you can see, it's really the same movement, but isolating it to one side. Pull it in all the way to you, and just twisting the handle a little will get it in that much closer to you. But really focus on pulling with the lat. I used to think of like trying to start an old lawnmower engine or whatever, but try to focus on that movement. Keep your core tight. Okay, and this type of machine is known as a hammer strength and sometimes a Cybex. They're basically the same machine, but very good for lat pull downs. So get your seat adjusted properly to where you have to reach up all the way like a super stretch just to get a hold of it. Then you'll see the knee bar. You can kick. Just bring your knee up real hard and it'll bring it right down on you and hold you in place. So what you want to do here is get a good comfortable hand position, whether it's on the handle itself or the machine. Keep your chest up against the pad. Full stretch at the top. Pull it down. Try to focus on every rep, doing them as perfectly as possible. Just use your hands as a hook, not like you're trying to squeeze really hard because your grip will give out. Your lats are way stronger than your forearms. So I just try to use my fingers to hook around there. Pull them in nice and tight. Good stretch. Squeeze it in. You'll feel it, guys. This will feel really good to you once you get used to using your back. Now remember, one of the most important things is leave the ego at the door. Okay, no herky-jerky movements. Just do them nice and slow and controlled. Just contracting the lat. Picture what you want the muscle to do, what you want it to look like. Okay, so this is the same type of machine, just for working the lower lats a little bit. So same type of deal. You want to get locked into a good position. Set the seat to a good height and anchor your feet. You can even put them flat on the floor if you want to, but just make sure you're in a secure position. Good stretch all the way down. And this is where you're going to want to make sure you can try to pull it in just to where your thumb is close to just below your pec or your nipple line, whatever you're more comfortable thinking of. Try not to do any slingshot stuff again. Keep your chest up on the pad as much as possible. Remember to focus on the movement. So it's just a little warm-up set, so we'll see how it goes. Pull them in nice and tight. Full stretch at the bottom, all the way up. Just focus really on the movement. Again, don't worry about what's going on around you or how much weight you've got. Just focus on the lat and picture in your mind the muscle working and how you want it to look. That always helps for me. Okay, this is one of my all-time favorites, the one-arm dumbbell row. So get a good stretch at the bottom, contract, pull it all the way up, keep your back flat. These will really pack the muscle on you guys over a period of time. Try to really follow the form. Do a good stretch and a great contraction. Okay, so that should be a really good program to follow for you guys. You want to always maintain your goal is time under tension and progressive overload. So if you have a notebook or if you keep notes in your phone, either one's okay. But you want to say, oh, I did this many reps, this many sets with this much weight. So you can always add a little bit. Don't really go over like 12 reps, pretty much no matter what, for this type of workout. So if you have to add 5 pounds or 2.5 pounds or 10 pounds, great. Keep the form proper. That's going to be the answer. And do this for a couple months, and then we can switch it up and add some new things, or we'll just start differently to kind of change up the whole program. But this will give you a really good base. I think you'll grow with it. I've grown on this over the years and without switching it up too much. So some days you're going to be stronger than others. Some days you're not going to have eaten as well as others. Some days you won't get as much sleep as others. So don't be really sad if you look at your thing and say, man, last week I was so strong. That's great. Celebrate that, but don't let it take you backwards, and just try to focus on the goal. Keep your eye on the prize and move forward, guys. Thanks. Like and subscribe. Naughty Donkey Fitness, baby.